It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Let your girl up off the leash, nigga. If she with me, then this what she want. I got everything I need, homie. Black woman, new crib, haters talking greasy. I'ma feed them some blue steel in my day one. Fuck a friend, it's all fam. Wanna see me in your city, it's gonna take a couple grand, but it's automatic. I want the paddock with the flooded face. From the streets, doing 5Ks like I signed a Mace. Bloomberg, my stocks rise, bitch, I'm up a K. Shot it, try and sit up on my face like I'm Kevin Gates. From the Camelot, niggas call me Lancelot. Walk up on the scene, girl singing like she Deborah Cox. Too many dollars ain't making sense, I had a paradox. Man, I'm the king of my castle, ain't talking sandbox. We don't do the drama, my team coming from trauma. From standing in front of judges to taking care of their mamas. I don't even gotta raise a fucking hand if I don't want it. Everything I do is grind, they Calibriana, nigga. Nobody can do it the way I did it. If they can't, tell them niggas come with it. Make them say, oh. Got them biting on my skis. Wanna sample, dog, you gotta pay the fee. Make them say, ah. I've been up and down the road, minute block serving niggas with the flow. You already know. Let your girl up off the leash, nigga. If she with me, then that's what she wanna be, nigga.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everyone's doing well out there, man. So all week we've been dealing with this, or the last 3-4 days or whatever, we've been dealing with this whole game situation. And him basically using Kendrick Lamar as a focal point of his rollout. This has been going on for weeks. We didn't know that the documentary 3 was gonna drop this week. But we knew Game was in the studio. We knew Game was working in some capacity with Drake. And we also knew that his security had came out and basically was alluding to whatever he was working on was gonna piss people off, right? And we've actually seen that come to fruition and manifest itself in the release of No Breaks featuring Drake, where he's, he hops on a very GNX adjacent style of beat, which we don't typically hear a lot from Game. Not to say that he's never done that style of music before, but it's not a prevalent style of music in his actual catalog. On the album, we hear him talking about picking sides and I'm riding with Drake and I'm this and I'm that. He also says bars about the GNX. I've seen some people in my comments in my last video basically trying to say they feel like he was speaking to the GNX from a different perspective of, I guess, trying to say use it in a positive light. I didn't really catch it that way. But I say it all the time. People interpret and hear things differently. I'm not here to undermine how anyone feels, but I have no good faith left in Game. Do I think Game got on the album and just outright dissed Kendrick Lamar? Absolutely not. But again, like I said in my last video, it feels like he has free reign to say whatever he wants as long as he doesn't overstep a certain line. And it seems to be in line with the fact that, Top has signed off on different things in the past regarding Game baiting with the Kendrick and Drake scenario and using it for rollouts. So I guess this is just where we're at. And unfortunately, the Kendrick and Drake beef and all of the other like secondary, tertiary players, it's kind of become a thing now to where you gotta use it while it's there, I guess, for some people, right? Now, some people say, oh, I don't feel like Game dislikes Kendrick. I don't feel like this or that or whatever. Well, at his own release event, he was caught on stage, captured on stage, or in front of a crowd, And he went on a rant about Nipsey Hussle and Kendrick Lamar in particular. Okay? He went on to try to basically detail the ways in which he helped Nipsey and Kendrick, and where he's left at today in the relationship. Right now, of course, Nipsey, rest in peace, he's no longer with us. So he says that he can't get in contact with Black Sam. He can't get him on the phone. Very similar to what we've heard about Game not being able to get on the phone with Kendrick. Now, previously we've heard about Game not being able to contact Kendrick from Stat Quo. We hadn't heard directly from Game other than comments on social media. But he came out and directly said this at his release event. And I'm going to be honest, if you see this video and don't receive sour grapes from Game, I got to question you. I'll be honest. I'm not here to run a smear campaign on Game. Game has run a smear campaign on himself his entire career. He is a very talented rapper, but unfortunately, if you're not a likable person, your career as a rapper, for the most part, is going to be affected. There's only so many people that can be stars upon stars to where they can consistently fuck up and people still love them. That is a very small class of rappers in particular, all right? Especially on a mass level. So let's get to this video of him and his rant. Disregard the post that says he really did this at someone's baby shower. This ain't no fucking baby shower, bro. This is his event. But let's play the video.
I will tell you that itself. I put Kendrick in places that, you know, I wanted to be, that I wish niggas would have put me. And I didn't ask for nothing in return.
Or is it a baby shower? I don't know. What are these little fans? I don't know. It's his event.
Nothing in return. Top Dog, I'm saying this and I know it's going to go to the internet. Top Dog wanted to give me half a TV. I told him, nigga, I got Black Wall Street. It's good, bro. I want to see you, man. You do you good. Make that shit bigger than everything. And he did. So I got love for niggas. And also, when this nigga Drake came in the game, he adapted to me, homie. Like, we got close. Drake is on my albums way back then. He on Good Girls, Bad Girl on, nigga, album that came out in fucking 2009, 10 or some shit like that. I'm not no, yeah, same. I'm not no type of, I don't flip-flop on my friends, son. I don't flip-flop on my friends. If Drake is in town, he got a show, and they want to go, and I call them, the nigga put them where they want to be and all their friends and take care. I turn my back on a nigga like that. And I don't want a nigga that I help usher into the game, meaning like Kendrick and, you know, Top and all of that. I don't want them niggas to feel a way about my decisions about what I do as a real nigga. Because I was a real nigga to y'all, I'm a real nigga to him, I'm a real nigga to everybody in this room. And if anybody in here that knows me, that's my friend, from Kyle to Louie to Phonics to Mike and Keys to RJ, to HD, to Sonic, to DJ 9, to Charisma. If anybody feel like I ain't been real with you, here's the mic. Come tell me I haven't been a real nigga with you since the day I met you. Nobody ain't gonna do that. So it's like all the capping, all the disrespect on my leg, you got to be fucking kidding me after the work I put in. And so what the documentary 3 is, that shit, that wasn't for them. They good. This one just graduated from college. This one ain't got, like, my kids is good. I'm not doing it for them no more. They straight. They good off the residuals from the old shit. This album, the documentary 3, is so niggas can stop playing with me. Yeah. Don't play.
Now, according to the courts, I don't know where the residuals are going today, but they're supposed to be redirected to someone else. I'll say that much.
21 years, 22 years in this shit, it ain't a rapper on this motherfucking planet that don't know that I'm with all the bullshit. And so, it's the pen, it's not just the pen game, right? It's not just the pen, that shit, I studied it so much. I studied rap like I was studying to be a doctor, so you cannot play with me there. I will find a flow, and I will find the pocket, and I will annihilate you especially if it's your own style. And then, as far as being a real nigga and holding down the West Coast, cut the shit. Cut the shit. I caught phase with my own homies to take Nipsey on tour.
Only nigga holding down.
Hey, look, I caught phase with my own homies to take Nip on tour. But I can't seem to get in touch with Black Sam to holler at him, though. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I put Kendrick on his first mixtape. I took Kendrick on tour. I show Kendrick nothing but love. But I can't get on the phone with a nigga. I ain't gonna call a nigga every day. I ain't no hoe. I'ma just let you know that it ain't no static, so you hear it from my voice, so niggas ain't between us. Top dog, I can call on the phone. I can call niggas. And everybody know that I ain't holding my tongue for nobody. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna put a pin in that. We're gonna come back to game. But I just wanna do a recap of what we've heard so far. Right? So in the early part of the video, he started it off by saying, Top Dog offered me 50% of TDE. This is a conversation that continues to happen. This is a conversation that continues to come up. Top Game alleges, I told Top, nah, do your thing, take it as far as you can. It's all good. I already got my own shit. Right? Now, he goes on to talk about how his relationship with Drake began, had him on an album in 2009. And he says, I'm a real nigga, and I don't want to hear nothing from Top or Dot feeling no type of way of me being a real nigga. Because I was a real nigga to y'all, I'm going to be a real nigga to him. Right? Now, on the surface, that makes sense. If Game is somebody who just authentically, generally shows love to both Kendrick and Drake, and we see it equally on both sides, or even if we didn't see it, right? Because a lot of people in the industry have connections to both parties. A lot of people in the industry have remained relatively neutral, right? Especially people that work in media that have to support everything. People that have to play everything on radio stations. People that, don't want to be caught up in the drift and the draft, the riffraff, the bullshit for saying the wrong thing about the wrong person. A lot of people have remained pretty neutral and just like they left their commentary on the battle. They may ask other folks in the industry how they felt about it, but they'll keep, they keep their head low. However, with Game, in the midst of the battle, when Rick Ross was taking his shots and Drake was doing his best to try to fight off whomever he thought was a competitor at the time, he called it a 20v1. He dissed everybody that he felt he was up against. So he was fighting his own battles. And this is one thing that, I do have to give him an ounce of credit for, although it did turn out to be misguided because your attention was so split between all these different people. And I know what the play was to show I could get at all these niggas, right? He expected to receive more points for that than to focus on Kendrick, the nigga that you tried to goad outside. But in the midst of all of that happening, Game jumps out and disses Rick Ross. Who have we seen Game jump out and diss on behalf of Kendrick Lamar? We haven't seen that. We haven't seen Game that passionate about Kendrick at no point. We heard Game literally feeling like he was getting dissed on Not Like Us and throughout the entire battle some kind of way. What would make Game feel like he was being dissed by Kendrick if you feel like you've been a real nigga to him the entire way through. And this is why there's no amount of people trying to tell me how they hear his lyrics on this album that could say that it's just purely oh, I don't hear no shots. I don't hear no weird energy. I don't hear no disdain for Kendrick on the album. Listen again. You know what I'm saying? And don't try to tell me about no fucking hypothesis of the genius, respectfully. But we hear the tone in his voice. Like a nigga who's just genuinely all love is not gonna get up here and do this. If it's all from a place of love, you shouldn't feel no way. Because again, this is the music business, it's the music industry. Everybody that you work with 10, 15 years ago is not going to be your best friend 10, 15 years later. You may not be able to get on the phone with nobody that you came into this bitch with, but if you still got your select circle, you rock with them. And basically that's what Game is doing. Drake just happens to be who he feels is in his circle. I don't care about that, right? But to act like everything is all squared away and the love for Dot is as strong as it was on day one, that's a lie. And the way that you've played with this man's name, you've been using this man's name to roll out your music for a decade strong. Nah, I'm not going to overlook that shit and act like it never happened. And then on top of that, you compound that adding Black Sam into the mix, who ain't bothering you, ain't said shit about you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't thinking about you. He out moving around trying to honor his deceased brother, the same deceased brother that you tried to, you know, when he passed, you basically tried to pick up the mantle and turn into him on some weird shit. Yeah, if he feels some type of way and don't want to get in contact with you, he got his own fucking reasons. I'm sure niggas is tired of the antics. Glasses Malone, in particular, he was, I think he was signed to Black Wall Street once upon a time. There's a video of him talking about Game months ago where he says, I disagree with Chuck every time. But it does not matter. What do you say to a nigga who gonna say, yeah, I'm wrong, but this how I'm doing it? And what? So what? Right? So G says, I'm not finna come out here and publicly disagree with this nigga every time he do something when nothing's gonna change. That's who he is. And he's still basically family in so many words. So unfortunately for us as hip hop fans, we gotta deal with this fucked up family reunion whenever Game come outside and want to play and do something, because he's drunk uncle status over there. And he get to do what he wants, say what he want, fuck up the party, and he gonna be right at the next one. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. But some people ain't participating. Kendrick, Black Sam, they not participating.
What's the worst thing that happen to a nigga on this planet? He gonna die, but ain't that the inevitable? Nobody living, nothing living, not a flower, not a fucking roach, not a butterfly, not a fucking, nothing living will leave here alive. That's my passion. Everybody in this room is breathing. Everybody that came here got a family. Everybody that came here's heart is beating. Everybody that came here breathes and does the same thing I do every day. So I ain't no better than nobody in this room. And we ain't no better than nobody that ain't in this room. That's the fucking problem. Is everybody think they something, the next person not, but we all just human. I've been trying to bridge that gap on the West Coast for a long time, and I'll give you this little history lesson. All the shit that I caught flack for, and niggas try to fight me for it. My own homies, when I put my album out, the documentary one, the first thing I said on the album was Crip. I said Crip niggas, blood niggas. Because I'm already a blood, so we good over there. We good over here. And let's show these niggas some love first. Let them know I fuck with them too. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been doing that, bro. For everybody. I always help niggas get on, push niggas on. I never signed one artist. I never did. Because I feel like, I don't gotta do that to get you on. Let me just walk you over here with Dr. Dre, nigga, and yada yada yada. And I did it. And Dr. Dre, you know, we got this weird fucking brotherhood, big brother shit, but you know what it is with me, man. Everybody know what it is with me. Everybody in this room, man. And at the end of the day, I really, when I tap out, like today.
All right. So that's that. And he even addressed Dr. Dre and their weird, you know, on again, off again, more often on relationship as well. And, you know, it's like, how can I put this into words? Game is somebody who you want to try to empathize with, but the goofy shit been going on for so long that you can't. Speaking for myself. You know what I mean? He's accomplished a lot in rap. He was a revered lyricist. He did come out at a time when the West Coast needed new energy, and he provided just that. And he took it to the furthest extent that he possibly could. I'm never gonna take away 5 times platinum on a documentary. Never gonna take away, you know, the impact he had on me and my homies when the first 100 bars dropped, when 200 bars dropped, when 300 bars dropped. When 300 bars dropped, nigga, we was going crazy. Right? But even those memories can't overshadow the last 10, 15 years of goofy shit from the game. And then when you look back at the goofy shit that we overlooked along the way before we got to the last 10, 15 years, to feel bad. It just doesn't work. Not for me. You know what I'm saying? I can't even look at this album or go listen to it with a fresh palate, with open ears, because there's just so much residual filth that's already built up behind the game's name. If you can listen to it and enjoy it and love it and play it and feel good, salute to you. But I'm going to be honest, I just don't have that for Game's music. I don't have an open ear for it. I've heard the best of Game a long time ago. I know the nigga can rap. I know the nigga can choose dope beats. But that ain't enough sometimes. He's one of those people. And unfortunately, he's made himself so accessible to show the goofy shit that some people just can't unsee it. And that's just what it is. All right. And in other news regarding this Documentary 3 album, we also have AZChike, who actually got his verse removed. Now remember, Thursday night after the Drake record was leaked by the DJ that don't spin, the track list came out with RJ Mr. LA, AZChike, Lefty Gunplay, you know, and a whole other host of other artists, but I'm just putting people who have, you know, also got some level of association to Kendrick. And AZChike immediately got his verse taken off, or at least was setting it in motion to get his verse taken off after the album came out. So that's also an interesting tidbit, right? Because prior to the album dropping, it was not a problem. Album comes out. I guess he sees the Drake record, no breaks. He sees, I guess maybe he might have heard the album for himself for the first time. I don't know what him and his team, but y'all know Chike is managed by damn, I always forget homeboy's name. But Chike is managed by the dude who used to work at Amazon, who worked with Kendrick to put the Pop Out on. So they went and got him a deal after everything popped off with GNX and whatnot. So I definitely think that leading up to the album, you know, Game reaching out, they got in the studio because Whack 100 crashed out and said that they had worked on multiple songs leading up to the album. And he basically tried to play it like he never really wanted him on there anyway. Tried to play him out like he's nobody. AZChike is one of the guys out from the West Coast these last couple years who's actually broken out of just being West Coast. And that's not a shot at anybody else on the West Coast, but he's been one of the standouts since his GNX feature. So to play him out like he's nobody when he's working with Pharrell and Tyler, the Creator, and all these different people, he's on a different type of trajectory. And he's the only guy from GNX that actually got the invitation to come out and perform anywhere during that tour. So if he feels like there could be some funny energy or some funny something, you know what I mean, around the album, and he's like, shit, man, we got to pull it. I'm not mad at that shit. So Chike is no longer on the record. When you look at the lineup on The Part, which is the song he was originally on, you got Game, you got Lefty Gunplay, you got YG, you got RJ Mr. LA, you got Mark Lux, Jason Martin, aka Problem. Mark Lux was not originally on this song. AZChike was. Whack 100 came out and said, I told Game to put Mark Lux on it to begin with. Don't worry, the real version is going up. Right? So it's a lot of energy going on behind the scenes, man. It's crazy. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there, man. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'll never politic and the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I could do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built. I had to